Hey guys, it's Joshy here, and I'm back with another Ultra Sun Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle. So this was actually against Flaming Turkey or anything like that off Discord. May have been during a stream, but I really thought, you know what, I've got to show off this fantastic work, which is the best Mega Houndoom set you're ever going to see today. So for this Mega Houndoom today, if you guys do enjoy this video, please do think about possibly super fanging that like button. Might give away an idea of what we're running. So anyway, I led off with my Shedinja here, which is my shiny Shedinja, and I was like, this guy can do a bit of work, always can. And so we get an Espeon coming on the opposite side of the field. Now, usually I expect the Espeon leads to be Magic Bounce. Now, I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be able to do or anything. Now, I wonder, now this thing can obviously carry Shadow Ball, so I'm wondering if that's what it expected me to think was going to happen. So I actually just went for the Shadow Claw. I took a chance. Now I am not Focus Sashed, which a lot of people assume people are. And so unfortunately it does have a berry, an Enigma Berry, which is really cool. And I love seeing the Enigma Berry, but I just thought, look, I don't know if I'll kill it with a Shadow Sneak, so I need to go for another strong move. So in the end, I did go for a Shadow Sneak, hoping I'd kill it in case it went for me. Now, I wish I went for the X Scissor there, so I could have done some damage. And then I decided to stay in, not even thinking about Sucker Punch till after I hit the move. And, well, Shedinja's going to go down there. But I'm not upset with what happened. So now I'm going to start bringing in my Houndoom here. So I really enjoy this one. So this guy is Mega Houndoom. Now we actually are max HP, max defense. Naturally got decent speed, so I still outspeed a fair few things, not everything though. But I carry Toxic, Super Fang, Rest, and Sleep Talk. And this thing has actually turned out alright in a couple of different battles. Some I've uploaded, some I haven't. Where, you know, something I naturally, you know, like here for example, and a lot of people don't expect to be able to be a 3-hit KO with a super effective move against a Mega Houndoom here. Now this Kangaskhan may be more bulky than it's offensive, but nonetheless I was very happy with that outcome. So I went for the Super Fang, taking it down to half. This is good because I'm going to push, obviously, these Pokemon to death a lot faster. The only problem is I had to watch out for, you know, obviously, usually more water Pokemon because they're more based on the special side and, you know, stuff like that. So I thought, oh, well, here, I'm assuming we're either going to get a swap or another Earthquake. So I'm just going to go for the Rest and we'll see what ends up happening. So I went for the Rest and I thought, cool. Now, I didn't know if I really wanted to stay in or not, but I thought this thing really shouldn't be able to pull anything out and kill me in one go. Now, I really do love Shedinja, but unfortunately its stats just aren't what it could be. Now, it has a really nifty thing, but having so many weaknesses still has it so exposed. So I went for Sleep Talk, I got Rest. All I wanted really was the Toxic because, well, it was going to work. So he's going to go for the dig there, digs down into the ground. I'm like, well, the thing is here, I definitely have a decent swap in here. So I thought I'm going to bring in my Lopunny. Now, this Lopunny, I mixed up with another Lopunny, I think, or he had a different item. But I do have a Lopunny with, I believe it's the Jacob Berry, which means if you get hit with a physical move, you actually knock back some of that damage. And that was what I was hoping for, but didn't get it. So anyway, I go for a switcheroo, hoping to keep the Shedinja in here, because I actually don't have any super effective moves. And I ended up passing off the Flame Orb, but I get the Choice Specs. Now, the only thing with the Flame Orb problem is, I really did want to be able to poison this Togekiss, excuse me, for this Houndoom. So I thought, oh well, I'm going to swap into Houndoom here. I'm not sure what we're going to actually get hit with, but I don't know why I thought that was my best swap. I thought I should be able to take moves decently, Super Fang it down, and, you know, it just depends if it carries Roost, but then they usually do. The only thing is when I take a Choice Specs item, there's a chance that it's not going to run it, you know, I mean, I guess using it, swapping, blah, 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 can all work, but generally as well, you know, you could have 4 offensive moves to really utilize that. So anyway, I woke up finally, I went for the Super Fang, I thought I'm going to knock this thing down, I shouldn't die from another one, and well, at this speed I am obviously still outspeeding it, so I get another Dazzling Gleam on me. Dude, live with that 12 HP, and so I'm like, oh well, yeah, okay, obviously I got to rest, so I'll take a bit of damage this turn, but you know, I couldn't risk swapping out and coming back in later to rest. So it was, you know, one of those moments where you're just going to have to take the damage or see what happens. So, fortunately and unfortunately, I really kind of wanted to take some damage because I did not want to see this Roost kicking in here. So I'm like, ah, damn it. Now I'm really upset about this burn. I wish we could have done more about it. So anyway, I thought, well, I can't really break it. It can't break me too well here at this point. So I'm going to have to swap back into someone else. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go into Lopunny because I do carry the Ice Punch. Although I am not really built for a physically offensive style, as I said, I do have it. So I thought at least I'll come in. Then he swaps out and I went, oh, well, if Turkey's going to swap, what do we got? The Shedinja. Okay, fair enough. Not much happening. And then I thought, oh, well, we'll see what happens. Like, hopefully we'll stay in. So I'll go for the switcheroo. I'm expecting a focus sash. So if we're going to get the focus sash swap, then at least I can pass off the choice spec. So I do get the focus sash. The good thing here is even if I do go down here, which guys I do, I know exactly what move's either going to be used next turn or it will be swapped. So I thought I'll bring in Cyndaquil, 100% leaving this here if he hits me. But not gonna, obviously gonna swap. So I'm gonna get a free turn. So I'm gonna go for the flame charge because obviously I want, you know, the flame charge. So I'm getting that boost. Not a bad hit, you know, not amazing, and really don't get what I wanted out of this because it's a Togekiss. But we might be lucky. So anyway, I go for another flame charge, already outspeeding after one, and you know, decent damage again, but that time a crit. So I thought, oh, well, maybe we could. And then I see this come out, and I was like, no. So now I know why someone was carrying a Roost, is because they can trick it. So now I have the Flame Wall while they have the Focus Sash. So I was like, oh, damn it. I love another crit here, but we're not actually even going to risk it. And we're going to swap into Kangaskhan. So I'm like, well, we're probably going to get Sucker Punched or Faked Out the next turn. So generally the damage, we'll do alright, and the poison's going to wear us down, but at least, you know, they're going to have at least a turn for an attack, if not two. So I thought, I'm going to actually swap out here. I'm expecting hopefully a Fake Out, not a Sucker Punch, because obviously I know of the Sucker Punch, and I was correct, so I do get that free turn of sleep with, well, not free turn, it's just minimal damage, though I was hoping Kangaskhan was going to die there. So, still asleep, you know, and I was like, oh well, let's see what happens. Really not expecting to kill here, and so, well, you know, I've got Super Fang and Toxic. So I get Super Fang, I was like, at least that was a good roll, and it actually kills. I was like, no way, I got a Super Fang kill, you don't see that hardly at all, because obviously your opponent must be on that 1 HP. So that was pretty damn exciting. So I was still asleep this turn. I was like, damn, obviously I wanted to wake up. At least I remembered and went for Sleep Talk, because there are fair times when I swap them, I lose track of where I'm up to. So I get the Super Fang again. The good thing about being asleep here is that I can't be affected by static if the opponent has static, but it is the not Jacob, it's Jaboka, not Jacob. I mixed the words around. There you go. So here I thought, oh, well, obviously the Toxic, we're building up our defenses, but realistically, that ain't going to stop my Super Fang, and you know it. But I'm thinking Mary here wants to hopefully take me out while lasting in, so that way my Pokemon coming back in are going to do a little damage. So anyway, now I'm paralyzed, and I was like, okay, well, the problem is the poison hasn't built up too much yet, and I've gotten the Hyper Fang, and so we're going to get the discharge, and I was like, look, what do I do? And I thought, look, I'm going to go for the rest. I luckily get through. I expected actually to go down there because my luck is usually somewhere along those lines. And at least I'm going to sleep till I'm healthy, no paralysis. So if I can just get a couple of decent, you know, sleep talks, we could pull something nice out right here. So anyway, they're done with Mary. Mary's done. Mary, quite contrary. Back into the Pokeball you go. And we're going to get Kiyu, which is obviously a Mimikyu. Across on the other side, so I was like, a Toxic would be fantastic, because obviously I cannot do anything with anything else. And I get Toxic, and I miss Toxic, and I'm like, oh my freaking god, you are kidding me. So, now we're going to have to swap back into Espeon. I mean, it's not a bad one, because if this got Magic Bounce, which I highly expect it to, I don't really want the Toxic, but I get Rest, so I mean, it's just as bad. Both of them do nothing, so we're going to get another swap on that side of the field. I don't know if they're trying to waste out my sleep turn to hopefully get static back or what. So I just went for the Super Fang, as you know you would, and dropped Mary quite down low. So we've got poison again. Like, we're not going to kill this time. So I went for Super Fang anyway, just to make sure that poison does take us over the edge. And of course I activate Mary's static here, and I'm going to be paralyzed, but we've done a decent job against a lot of different Pokemon out there. So we're going to get Signal Beam this time. We're trying to get that 10% confusion, knowing for the fact we're going down. If we can get both, then it's going to be epic. So anyway, finally killed a second one on that team. I mean, I've had 2 only go down as well, but still, it feels a lot more. So anyway, Togekiss is going to go for the Air Slash here. I'm like, sweet, okay, if I can get that Super Fang off, I win. But no, flinch, of course. And I was like, well, I don't win, but we're going to be low. So I'm like, oh, well, here we go again. So it goes for another Air Slash. I'm like, come on, let me just get that Super Fang off. Now I should be able to win. And now I'm freaking flinched again. I'm like, now I can't do anything. So thanks to paralysis, I'm being outsped here and outplayed by a flinch-hacking Togekiss, which is pretty cool, though. I do like it with Serene Grace. But it's yeah, I can see why people get a little shitty, but it's still fair play. So Houndoom does go down, but Houndoom caused a bit of travesty, and obviously is the best Houndoom set you'll ever see. So I bought in Dragalge here. Realistically, I didn't know what I could or would do here, but I was going to take a chance. So anyway, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now, I have a Z move on this guy. Don't ask me exactly why. It's supposed to go with something else, but I thought, no, I'm going to use it here. So I'm going to use Z Camouflage, which actually gives my evasioncy a boost, which is technically a legal double team, I guess. But I also turn into a normal type, so I am then also, with Camouflage, I'm now a normal type. I have the ability, oh my gosh, my brain's, I'm just losing it at the moment, adaptability. So my facade there is going to be, you know, 2 times the power, not 1.5 as stab, you know. So thankfully that really pulls through there, and I'm able to take out the Togekiss. Now, I'm not expecting to, live generally for too long, but I actually avoid there, so obviously it wouldn't have been super effective, but hitting on the defensive side would have been a massive smack in my face. So I take out a second one, so I'm like, sweet, what do we got next? So we've got the Shedinja coming in, and I thought, well, you know what, I'll take a Death on the Chin. I'll go for that, but the only problem is, you know, we'll see what happens. So it goes for a Toxic. I actually avoid the Toxic there. And at this point, I was like, you know what, if we're going to try and poison anyone, I'm going to swap into Cyndaquil. That way, you know, I should be able to hopefully do something. And we're obviously locked into Toxic with Specs, so he can't do much at this point anyway. Obviously not always Specs, but if you remember the switcheroo earlier, or was it Trick? I don't remember, either way. So I thought I'll go for the Flame Charge, hopefully I'll take him out. I know obviously with Specs not Focus Sash, so I do get that hit, so luckily I do get to take out. The only problem there is I am poisoned, so that does mean that I cannot do too much. But, you know, I'm hoping to leave a hit, and then I'm fast enough, then hopefully I can cause a bit of damage. But the problem is, realistically, the move I'm banking on mostly to do the damage and everything is not a stab move, and it does not affect Mimikyu. But, again, I get to get that Flame Charge off just to break the decoy on Mimikyu there. So, at least Mimikyu now is able to be attacked, but yeah, so anyway, Turkey's going to turn around and be like, yeah, nah, Z move this one. So I'm like, alright, hate on Cyndaquil much? I'm going to pull out a whole Z move. And then I was like, oh, we're boosting our defense. So what are we doing? So we get Z Charm, and I was like, oh, this could be a really interesting Mimikyu. If only my team didn't have an equally interesting character. And which has not been sent out yet, and which has been seen before. It's not someone new. So anyway, I'm just going to keep spamming the Flame Charges. At this point, after a Z Charm, I'm not expecting to do much damage, but that slight chip damage plus the poison should be doing some nice work. So we're now going to see the Trick Room, so I'm like, ah, cool, slow, Trick Room, you know, Z Charm and Charm, so you can drop things down. I'm assuming we probably carry Pain Split as well, so that way things can't kill us too easy and they can recover. And then a Shadow Claw just for stab, so you obviously don't really want to be working against normal type Pokemon much, but other than that, you're good. So, I mean, I do have my adaptability there, but I'm not going to go for it. Well, obviously I can't touch. this Mimikyu there, he'd just be poisoned to death. So I thought, oh, I'll bring in Gliscor. Now this Gliscor is actually a special offensive Gliscor, and I'm going to go there for the Venoshock. Not doing as much as I hoped, but it still does a decent amount. And then we're going to see the Pain Split, as I said. So unfortunately, he probably would have been either down or very close there, but you know, so I get my Toxic Orb. I do not have Protect though, so I have to watch out. So at least in this way, I'm actually recovering health each turn, as, you know, even though we're using Pain Split, we're just pushing on the inevitable. So nonetheless, I don't think I'm going to go too low, that I'm going to be in too much of a range to be taken out before I get this Q in a decent range to take out. So I'm going to keep going for the Venoshock, you know, generally because it is base 110 power, because we are poisoned, but I didn't know what had happened, and here we decided to take our chances with possible crit. Wouldn't have quite been enough there. You would have needed another turn of Pain Split, but I don't think my HP was high enough to keep you alive anyway. So the poison is going to claim that Mimikyu. I'm going to win that one 2-0, but I mean, that Mega Houndoom just really had to be shown off. So if you guys did enjoy this video itself, as I said earlier, please do super fang that like button. Don't forget Discord, Twitch and Twitter are linked down below. The comment section is below that. This is great for either comments on this video in general, or just channel comments as well, like suggestions, things you'd like to see, etc, etc. I love hearing from people down in the comments. And finally, if you'd like to keep up to date, show your support, or anything like that, then the sub button is down there as well. But anyway guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.